It's time for another Elsie's Little Pickles, the pickle pod for the people being you, the listeners. And oh boy, is this going to be a fun one. I got something in store for you. I don't know if everyone's going to like it, but I got something in store for you. But before we get to the fun, let's do the news.
I've only got a few little stories here. Really quick. Danish physicists make monumental quantum mechanics discovery. I don't know if you heard about this, but
I think I did, but go ahead.
Basically, we can now control two quantum light sources and connect them. It may not sound like much, but it is a major advancement and builds up the past 20 years of work. By doing so, we've revealed the key to scaling up the technology, which is crucial for the most groundbreaking of quantum hardware applications, says Professor Lodahl, who has been researching this area since 2001.
Okay, I have no idea what any of that means.
How's that wrong with you?
I have no clue what he's talking about. If I were to guess, they probably figured out the idea behind two particles being in the same or in different places at the same time and figured out how to bring them back together. That would be my guess. True pickle fashion, trying to say, apparently.
I would tell you what it means, but now I'm not.
Just leave me dangling. Leave me dangling on the hook. That's what I love about you. Well done. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, what the fuck does it mean?
Oh, no, really? Oh, yeah. In other news.
I'm going to choke you.
What's that?
I'm going to choke you. You're in the same fucking state. I know where you are. I know where the fuck you are. I can get in my truck and get to you.
Nana boo-boo.
Nana boo-boo.
Murdoch trust trial concludes with judge's ruling to come soon.
Wait.
Are you familiar with any of that?
Say that again.
The Murdoch trust trial. Wow. Thank you very much, Bloomberg, for adding all that. Try to say that 3 times fast. The Murdoch trust trial concludes with the judge's ruling to come soon.
Okay, that's with
essentially
that's the Murdoch kids, right? So that's the Murdoch. One of the sons is
Rupert Murdoch
is suing his father. Something to do with...
No. He's trying to change his trust. Murdoch is Rupert.
Okay,
so that his oldest son will have the voting majority for. Yeah,
and that wasn't how it was set up originally. It was they all had an equal share.
Yeah. They have 40% of the voting stock in both Fox Corp, Fox News, and News Corp. But he's trying to make it so that the eldest has the voting rights.
Well, sounds like Daddy has a favorite, and that recently had to have changed.
Look who's going to be wiping Daddy's butt.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody mouthed off, and it wasn't the eldest. It wasn't.
No.
How many kids does he have? How many?
There's 4.
There's 4.
There's more than 4, but only the 4 oldest are getting anything.
What do you think? Everyone else is fucked.
Yeah, he's got 40%, so they're guessing 10% per
child,
oldest, which would be 40%. But only one of them gets the vote, and it's going to be. They're trying to change it so that it's the eldest.
I don't know, but that kind of makes sense from a business standpoint.
Yeah,
to keep the confusion down and keep the issues as far as like the company.
If we were in this situation, you're the eldest, so they would be trying to change everything so that you could vote, and I would just have a piece. But I could attend, obviously, the
shareholders
big
meetings.
decisions.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't interpret what they say to you.
Right? Yeah, exactly. You'd leave me hanging. I'd be like, come on, tell me what the fuck what does that mean? He'd be like, hey, Mr. fucking voting right. Why don't you just go ahead and vote? Yeah.
What's the matter? You didn't understand what did you say?
See, I get it. I guess I do get it from the greed standpoint when you're talking about, when you're talking about a company as big as what Murdoch has. So I do get that there could be contention between siblings. I don't think that we would go through that, though. I honestly don't.
No, because I would literally be that guy like, yeah, I don't want to attend anything.
Yeah. Like, I would probably be the one going, will you take the voting rights? Because I don't want to go to these fucking meetings. You know what I mean? Like, I just want the check.
Literally be sitting there. We would be looking at each other with the, how do you want to get out of it?
Yeah, like that's exactly the fact.
You know, we both got to go. The Christmas tree's on fire.
Yeah. Oops. Later. See, exit stage left. Yeah, I don't think you and I would have the argument on the voting rights. I think it would be the argument of who got stuck with the voting rights.
Yeah.
Because we would both want to be the person that goes, look, as long as the check shows up every month, I don't really give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I honestly, I'm not that.
Let me break out the mystical voting coin.
I guess we're going to go with heads. We choose heads. Yeah, I get it. And I suppose when you're talking, billions of, and I'm assuming billions of dollars, I can see where that might be a place where you could run into problems with other family members, especially siblings, if that, depending on how the trust was set up and how the will was set up and all that. But at the end of the day, if it was us in that circumstance, I think we would be arguing, we would be suing each other to make the other one have to do the job.
Yes.
Right?
Gee whiz, Steve, is that a medical condition or is that a magic 8-ball on your pocket?
Exactly. And the bitch of it is,
I don't know.
the bitch of that is,
ask later.
The real bitch of it is that at some point you would make a logical move with lawyers and you'd be like, play the older brother card. He's heir apparent. This is law that goes back all the way to ancient England. Like
Cain and Abel.
There's no way around this. You were born first. You're fucking stuck with it, buddy. I think that would be your legal argument. You're fucking stuck with it, buddy.
And you would be like, your hair color is the same as dad's.
Yeah.
You gotta vote. To which I would be like, nope, as I'm running.
Yeah, exactly. I know you like the RV would already be packed up and started. Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know that I envy people in those circumstances. Like, there's a lot of people that talk about, I wish I was in a family that was rich and it was handed down the wealth. I don't know that I would really want that because it would always be about business. I don't know how much of a actual true relationship you could have with your siblings. And unlike a lot of people, I actually enjoy my time with you and wish we had more of it. But in that circumstance,
have you seen Succession?
No, I have not. I hear it's amazing.
I put it on as background while I was gaming like a year ago, and I could not stop watching. I watched all seasons in one night.
No shit.
And yeah, I couldn't go to sleep because I was like, I got to find it perfectly written. And but the whole time I was definitely like, this would be such a different story. It'd probably be a 2-episode if it was my brother.
Yeah, exactly. You'd be like, who's taking over? You are. No, you are. No, you are. Stay tuned next week. Next week comes. No, yes. You are. No, you are. I actually made a mistake because I have been.
You'd be sitting there. Pick a hand.
Yeah.
Pick a hand.
Yeah. Rock, paper, scissors, motherfucker.
It's just a yes or no question. I pick a hand. One's got no. One's got yes.
I had not intentionally, but I have not watched television per se or any movies really for since March. All right. I've gotten maybe 1 or 2 movies in between then and now. And I made a mistake last night, and I sat down and I watched Civil War.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
Don't waste your time.
Don't
waste your time. I was really disappointed because I thought they had an opportunity to really tell a great story. Don't get me wrong, the acting was fantastic. Whether it's I think it's Jesse Plemons. That was one of the things that was a disappointment was the fact that he wasn't in the movie more. He was really, really good in his scene. I can't think of her name now. Spider-Man chick. Oh, God damn it. She was the little girl in Interview with a Vampire.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Anyway, she did a fantastic job in it. And there was this young actress who is in it. And she really did, like, she threw me off a little bit because she looked like she was 12, but she was clearly playing like, 22, 23. And again, no offense. It's just, it took a minute for her character to resonate with me because of the age thing. Kirsten Dunst is the name.
Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst.
Actually, I ran into her when I was in LA. Did I ever tell you this story?
Oh, did you give her the shoulder check?
No. No,
you said you ran into her.
We actually, the management company that I was with Colton was freshly born, my son.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was less than a year old, and all the girls in the office knew that I had a son, and, they'd ask about him or whatever, and they're like, you got to bring him in. I'm like, all right, fine. That's a whole day, right? Because going from where we were in California to that office and doing that with an infant and a stroller and a diaper bag and all that shit and the traffic and blah, blah, blah. I mean, it was literally a whole day. It was about 6 hours it took round trip to do this. So I go to get in the elevator, and as I'm about to get in, she walks up and she's like, asking me to hold the door. And so she gets in and she goes up and goes to whatever office she's going to. It was a different company she was with. But she was very kind and very sweet and, paid attention to Colton and that. He used to get that all the time. No, we were there was one time I was coming from the airport and I was in one of the buses that take you to parking where you park.
Mm-hmm.
And I had Quentin Tarantino and his business partner. And I had taught Colton his first words were hubba hubba. All right. And then, yeah. So like I'd go, what do you say when you see a pretty girl? And he'd go hubba hubba. And it was this cute little fucking sketch that we did together. And then I taught him, I'm a sexy beast from Austin Powers. And so he did both of those for Quentin Tarantino. Captive audience. I'm thinking to myself, if this fucking director needs a kid to be in a Kill Bill movie, this is the audition right here. This is the audition. If he needs the Hateful Eight and they need an infant, this is the fucking right. So I'm
8.5.
Yeah, I'm just totally trying to pimp out my kid to get him in the movie. So,
nice.
But she was super sweet. Now, the movie, not so great. I thought, and I had high expectations for it. I thought there was a lot of meat on that bone that could have been taken advantage of. And yet it didn't do, it just didn't do it. It just didn't do it, unfortunately. All right. Moving on.
Other news. Reportedly, Elon Musk has ended blocking on X, or Twix, as I call it.
Yeah, I heard that's done. And I think that is probably a bad move. You should be able...
Probably.
You should be... If you don't want to hear this motherfucker going off, I think it'll drive people away. I think the idea of being able to block somebody that maybe is stalking you in particular and just constantly responding to anything that you have to say can get a bit annoying, especially when it's, real trolly. I don't see how I don't think that's a good idea. I think that you should have the ability to kind of curate your own social media account.
And Olivia Nuzzi and RFK Jr.'s affair is exposed because he bragged to friends about her nudes.
This kills me, okay? For a couple of reasons, right? First, her last name, and she's a reporter, right? A reporter for what, the New Yorker?
New York Magazine.
New York Magazine, right? So she's a reporter or a writer for New Do you think that's really her last name? Or do you think that's... I want people to know I'm about the news. How about news?
I was going to say she sounds like some kind of capo. Hey, what happened to Newsy?
Hey, where the fuck is the Newsy?
Careful of Newsy.
So my first question is, she is like 30 years younger than him. Now, granted,
Yes, 40.
40 years.
He is in his 70s. Like, I think he's 70 and she is 31.
Okay. Regardless of that, I mean, granted, the dude's still in great shape. If you've seen him work out without a shirt on, the dude's in great shape. He's in better shape than you and me combined. Okay. So I get it from that point.
Round is a shape.
Round is a shape, yes. And keep telling yourself that.
That's right.
So I get it from like, this is a Kennedy. I get it from, you know, if I don't look him in the face, I can pretend that he is 20, 30 years younger than he is. What I don't get is with him running for president, why you would take that chance. I just don't get that. And I don't get why he would be stupid enough to brag about it. I mean, that was, look, I learned that lesson in high school. It never happened to me personally, but I knew, you know, like, don't kiss and tell. That's a bad thing to do. It could be, you know, damaging to any number of people's fucking reputations in whatever shape or form. Maybe this is just private. You know what I mean? Like, just keep it private. Mm-hmm. I got into a fight with a kid over it because I was dating a girl and he wanted to know how she was in the sack and was making a big deal about it. And as we were waiting for class to release, and I put him through a fucking wall, man. I was not playing. You know, I told him, I said, you got to knock that shit off, because he was trying to make it an embarrassing circumstance when it wasn't for either of us. But it was an embarrassing circumstance in the fact that our private interactions were being, you know, trying to be blasted out in front of an entire class. And I thought that was shit. So I told him, I said, you know, knock that fucking off. And he didn't. And I said, all right, say one more word, motherfucker, and you're going through the wall. And boy, he had to open his mouth, and guess what? He went through the wall. So I just don't get that idea. But I mean, RFK seems to do stupid shit. You know what I mean? Whether it's that bear cub in Central Park and leaving it there like it was a bicycle accident that killed the bear. I mean, something's dead in the road. Leave it fucking alone. You know? And what was this bullshit about him cutting a whale's head off with a chainsaw?
I don't know anything about that. So.
I don't even know if it's true or not, but I know that it's been fucking bandied about online. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know, like, what is going on with him? How do you wrap your head around the idea that you're going to run for president, but you're going to behave off camera that way? You know what I mean? I guess you get to a point, maybe much like P. Diddy did, where he thought, I'm so powerful and my name is so powerful and my family's got enough money and or I've got so much money that I can do whatever I want, however I want, whenever I want, with whoever I want. But you were saying, like, at one point before he was married to Cheryl Hines. Now, look, I'm not a big Cheryl Hines fan, but god damn, she's got to have been going through some shit in the last couple of weeks. You know, you find out first about the bear story, which maybe she knew, maybe she didn't. Then you find out about the fucking whale story, whether that's true or not. But then on top of that, you find out that he's still, you know, fucking out there at 70 years old, banging 31-year-old reporters. I mean, that's got to sting. I got to imagine a little bit. It's got to sting.
Crazy.
Yeah. I mean, like, again, what the fuck is the world coming to? You know what I mean? Like, I'll put it to you a different way. This is actually a good lead in, right? This actually gets to the game I was going to play with you. But we always talk about how we're just trying to figure out what the fuck is going on in the world more than anything else. I mean, like, this, we're not pretending that we know. We are pretending that, you know, we have an idea, but we don't know. And I think we've been pretty clear about that. We're not trying to say that we are the end all be all news source by any stretch of the imagination. And if you're coming to Elsie's Little Pickles for your fucking news, expect that maybe we get it wrong once in a while. But ultimately, that's the whole point of the podcast, is to try to figure out what the fuck is really going on, how we got here, and how much further are we going to go down this rabbit hole of insanity. So I've got a question for you. All right.
All right. I'm all about questions.
All right. So I want you to imagine, right? It's 2024. September.
Eyes.
So,
I'm imagining.
no. Do you need to light candles?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I've got propane. I can't light candles. What are you talking about?
Well, I don't know. Do you want some scented oil? Maybe a back rub? Should I get a small
back rub would be nice.
Should I get a small Asian person to walk across your back?
Probably be more like jogging on my back.
That's true. It's more like a treadmill back there.
Lay down on the ground, they just start kicking me.
All right, so I want you to picture that it is September 24.
Mm-hmm. I just saw you look. Did you have to look to see what the date is?
Yeah, I did actually, because I hadn't even checked the calendar yet today. So I want you to pretend that it's September 24, 2014, and you have an unfortunate incident. You don't remember the incident. You will never remember the incident. But that incident puts you into a coma.
Wow, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, no kidding. I could use the sleep. That coma puts you in the hospital in coma care for 10 years. And
10 years.
10 years. And today, September 24th, 2024, you wake up to your loving brother who did try to wake you, because of the one thing I've always said: if you're going to say that this person is is really in a coma, you should definitely try to stick a dildo up their ass to see if that'll wake them up. If that doesn't wake them up, then we know it's legit.
See, I know what would happen. They'd be like, put your finger in his hand and tell him a joke. See if Keith laughs. I'll grip your finger and you'll lean down and be like, that's not my finger.
That's what I would do. That's the only reason I'd stick around. The only reason I swear to God, I love you, but when you got somebody in coma for fucking 10 years, showing up every day is probably not going to happen. And in fact, showing up every week is going to be a struggle at some point. But I would do it. I would do it just so I could do that to you. That's not my finger.
That's not my finger. In which case, I would literally start laughing, because apparently you can laugh in a coma.
Yeah, I've heard that you can. All right, so now let's think about: you wake up, you see your loving brother's face. Oh my God, you're awake! You finally woke up. It's been 10 years. What can I do for you? What can I do for you? And I know you would be like, "Get me some chicken wings or something," right? You definitely. No, it would be food related.
Wings.
It would be food related.
Chicken wings.
All right, so you wake up from 10 years in coma. What's the first thing you want to eat?
I want some fucking pizza.
Okay, so I get you the pizza, right? I get you the fucking pizza.
What's wrong with you? You call yourself my brother.
I just figured you want something with a little meat. So, all right.
I've had little meat all my life.
That's what she said.
I'm glad you smelled what I was stepping in.
All right. So you're eating your pizza and you're like, please, Steve, catch me up. What have I missed? Okay.
Yes, Steve, please catch me up.
Catch me up. What have I missed?
Do we have flying cars?
Yeah.
Is there world peace?
God, it's got to be awesome. I bet you that you have implanted technology. You don't even have to carry a phone. Oh, there's your phone. Right? So you have all these expectations. World peace.
They put cameras in phones. Are people capturing incredible sights? Oh, it's just
their desserts
and dicks.
Yeah, it's just nude pics and dick pics and fucking their food, because that's really what we use it for, right? I mean, let's not kid anyone. At the end of the day, the camera on any phone is not for anything unless you're like a parent. All right. But even then, it's just filled up with pictures of your kids and your fucking animals.
I have said this before. I don't want to sidetrack this. I'm king of sidetracking, but I've recently gone to 2 concerts, same band, because I love them. Gaelic Storm, love you guys. And it has sealed the deal on I'm not going to go any more concerts unless it's something really special.
And
just because I got there early. got a great seat just to have people stand in front of me. All I got was a view of someone's ass. And then I finally was like, all right, I'll stand up, god damn it.
Mm-hmm.
And all I saw were people's cell phones in the air. It's like, I don't want to look at a concert through someone's fucking screen.
I know, right?
And that just, it sealed the deal for me. Unless it's something special.
Yeah, it's so uneventful to go to a concert because you are literally watching nothing but screens in front of you, blocking the view to the fucking performer. All right, back to this though, right?
Anyway, yeah.
So you say to me, catch me up, tell me about all the wonderful
going on in this world.
Right?
Tell me all the good things happening.
So I got to catch you up, right? So I go, okay, well, I don't know if you know this or not, but the rise of populism and nationalism and Christian nationalists have skyrocketed. And in fact, so much so that in 2016, a little less than 2 years after you went under, Donald Trump became president.
The actor?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what you would say. The fucking reality TV show host, fucking the shitty apprentice dude, the board game guy. Fired. The board game guy, right? Wait, it gets better. Okay.
Oh no.
Then I tell you, not only was he president, but he got impeached.
Oh, I would
twice
laugh at that.
Twice he got impeached.
Oh, I would ask you how long his jail sentence was.
Exactly. Oh no, he didn't go to jail. In fact, he beat the first one, and in between the first one and the second one, while he was also running for office again, a pandemic happened. COVID-19.
COVID-19.
And he dragged his heels on it. And because of that, more people died than they should have. And he went from an awesome economy to a shitty economy with horrific inflation. All right. So that's where it starts. Mm-hmm. And you go, wow, can't get worse than that. Oh, guess it did.
I would ask if that means that my medical bill will go.
No. Oh, yeah, it would. So you say, well, what about something that has nothing to do with Trump? Oh, you mean like Black Lives Matters? And you would say, well, of course Black Lives Matter. What are you talking about? And I'd be like, no. Nah, it's an actual organization now. All right. And I'd say the cops killed George Floyd and everyone lost their shit and everyone was ready to lose their shit because they already been locked in because of COVID. And this gave them a reason.
I would probably ask you if George Floyd was like a boxer or something.
You probably would.
Should I know him?
No, you shouldn't know him at all.
Boxer.
Nope.
Oh,
nope.
Right.
You don't need to know him.
My bad.
He's just a dude. Just a dude.
Just a regular guy.
And then I'd say, well, right around the time that you went into Coma, Russia had annexed Crimea. I don't know if you remember that. Well, I don't know. I don't remember much from that time. But guess what they did? Then they decided that they were going to annex Ukraine, and they launched a full-scale invasion in Ukraine in 2022, causing the largest conflict in Europe since World War II and leading to a massive humanitarian, military, and political consequence. And you'd be like, what? Yeah, that happened too.
What kind of fighting? Is the U.S. stepping in?
No, we're just giving them the fucking ammo. We're just giving them the shit. We're giving them the shit. We're giving money and giving them the war shit. That's what we're doing. Give them money and war shit.
I would say I'm guessing that Trump isn't president at the time if we're giving them money.
No, he's not. That's why we're giving them money. Because otherwise, Mr. Big Dick would have just, made it worse by either not giving them money and kowtowing to Russia and Putin, or deciding he had a bigger dick than Putin and going in and trying to fight Putin, right? Then you have climate change, the Arab Spring, and the aftermath of that, to which you would say...
Arab Spring? Is that like Irish Spring?
Yes, it's exactly like it. Yep, and you'll smell like falafel after. Then you had the second impeachment. The second impeachment, which was because of the January 6th Capitol riot. And you would be like... Capitol riot? What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, it happened. While you were taking your lovely nap...
Was anyone hurt?
Oh, yeah. People were hurt. Democracy was hurt. There was some shit some human shit smeared on some walls in the Capitol. There was people pissing in the hallways, knocking over statues, like you name it, walking out, carrying the speaker's podium, feet on Nancy Pelosi's desk. They were chanting, "Hang Mike Pence," to which you would naturally go,
Mike Pence?
Who's Mike Pence? Mike Pence is Trump's vice president. And you would say, why do they want to hang Mike Pence? Well, because he's not doing what Donald Trump wants him to do, because he can't do it, because there's no authorization for him to do that. Well, what is it that he wants him to do? He wants him to hold off on certifying so that he can make sure that he's president again, even though he lost the election.
That jerk off.
Now, you would definitively at this point reach for your second piece of pizza.
Well, no, it would technically be the third, because the second one I would have thrown at the wall because Trump got elected.
Yes, okay. So your third piece of pizza, right? And I'd say, oh, there was a nuclear arms deal that was working out between Iran and all of us, and he threw that out the window. Then what else happened? Oh, let's see here. You missed the
Is
Hillary.
Motorhead still making music? Motorhead. What? Lemmy died in 2015. Oh.
So then I would tell you, and while he was president, he got 3 Supreme Court justices that he got nominated. Even though Mitch McConnell, 9 months before the election, said that Obama could not get his Supreme Court nominee in because it was too soon, too close to the election, and then they needed to wait and let's see what the will of the voting people are. Well, doing that ended up opening 3 positions. So he got to fill, meaning Donald Trump, 3 positions. And one of them, Amy Coney Barrett, was like 3 weeks before the election. And when bullshit was called on that one, McConnell said, whatever.
Did at least RGB open a can of whoop ass on Mitch?
No, she died. That's why this last one goes in. She couldn't make it to the fucking election. She cacked out on us. All right. Third piece of pizza. Fourth. Sorry.
Because I'm eating the pizza.
Let me tell you about the Hunter Biden laptop scandal. And
Who the fuck is Hunter Biden?
Well, that's Joe Biden's son. That's Joe Biden's surviving son. That's Beau Biden's little brother.
I was about to say, I only knew of Beau who was in the military.
No. This is the crazy one. This is the one that's more like you. This is the younger
Sounds
brother.
Like a screw up.
Well, he was a screw up for a period of time, but he was actually
much like me.
Well, here's the thing. He only got really screwy after his brother died, which is understandable, that he went through a tough time and then got addicted to drugs. And then next thing you know is buying fancy cars and spending tons of money on hookers and blow. And, he
got lucky. His brother died.
Yeah, he got lucky. So there you go. Oh, by the way, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is a 3-toed sloth that is currently representing Georgia in the House, this bitch is holding up naked pictures of Hunter Biden in Congress so that she can try to make her point that he is a bad person. Okay.
Clearly, she just wants that schlong.
That would be my guess. And to top all this, Roe v. Wade gets overturned.
Seriously?
Got overturned. Not even
I thought that was a precedent.
It was a precedent, but that didn't happen while Trump was in office, but it happened because Trump was in office. So this was in 2022.
But tell me, at least, was the decision put to the states at least?
Oh, it's definitely given to the states now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's given to the states. And some of those states are throwing women in jail for it. There's like zero tolerance. No. I wouldn't joke. I wouldn't joke about abortion. No.
This is the power of education in states.
Now, at this point, I would imagine you'd go, there's nothing more.
I'd be disgusted to eat any more pizza.
There'd be nothing more, right? Well, guess what? Sorry, I forgot to tell you. Before the election where Trump won, he got busted on camera saying that you can grab women's pussies and they'll just let you. That was one thing that happened. He also paid off a porn star. He paid off a
again,
porn
character.
star. And then on top of that, he paid off a Playboy playmate. And on top of that, he's going to end up, this happens a little bit later, getting accused of raping E. Jean Carroll, but they just made it, I forget what the actual term was that they used. Anyways, he got fucked on that lawsuit.
Did he go to trial over raping his daughter?
No, that's the one thing that hasn't
that
happened.
makes sense because she probably would have done it willingly.
Right. She probably would have. His campaign manager or campaign chairman, Paul Manafort, ended up going to jail and then getting pardoned by Trump. Stormy Daniels, who's the porn star that he paid off, they're going to end up in court. Cambridge Analytica and Facebook data scandal happened in 2018. That's a deep story. You don't need to know much about it, except they were scraping information off of social media and basically utilizing it in nefarious ways. And that just brings you up.
Of social media.
That just brings you up on politics.
That's just politics?
That's just politics. So that's 10 years, and that's just scratching the surface of the last 10 years that you were in a coma and just laying there blissfully in an adult diaper and being intravenously fed. So imagine, right? Imagine that. Now, let's take it different topic. Let's take it to entertainment. And in entertainment, I have to explain to you what streaming is because that's...
So does that have to do with water?
Nope. It has to do with your entertainment. So all those TV shows that you want to watch,
girls and streams.
You know, no. Remember when you were a kid, and if you missed your favorite TV show because you wanted to play extra late on Tuesday night with your buddies outside, and you were playing tag, and you got in late, and oh man, you missed that show, and you knew you were never going to see that show unless it came on reruns, right? And then later on, it was like, oh, wait, I got a VCR. I can record it. And then it was TiVo and all these things, right? So you got to the point where you weren't going to miss it, but it only came on at a certain time. Well, that's all changed. So there's a show called House of Cards comes out. And they decide that they're going to take an entire season and just put it out there all at the same time. So you can literally watch one right after another, right? You can in one night.
That sounds like a time saver.
It's absolutely the best thing to ever happen, right? Well, that might be the greatest invention.
Multiple shows that you want to watch, and then probably you just have to hibernate for a month.
Well, that's what happened during COVID. That's why this streaming thing got so fucking big, is because we were able to just watch an entire season after an entire season after an entire season, and they just couldn't keep up, and they kept... Well, it got to a point where they went, we can't do this anymore because we can't keep up. We've got to have some lag time between. But man, those were the fucking days. And once the season's over, you can still do that. There were these amazing shows like Game of Thrones. There was House of Cards. There Handmaid's Tale. All these different shows that were just amazing shows, and you missed them all. So you got to.
With this pandemic, were people at least being careful? I mean, I would imagine people would try to take measures to cut down on infecting each other.
Yeah, they did, actually. They would wear the medical masks, the surgical medical masks.
That's good. That probably cut it out.
But they wouldn't wear it over their nose.
Do they know that the nose is connected to the lungs?
They do, but they don't care. And then they started calling them chin diapers. Because
diapers?
That's what they look like, because not only was it too much to wear it the proper way over your nose and your mouth, it was too much to wear it anywhere but on your chin. And then we find out...
Well, did you bring me a Darth Vader outfit complete with actual lightsaber so that I can be completely protected from people and kill people with my lightsaber because they're not following directions?
No, you don't get any of that. No. You don't get any of that at all. You know what you get? You get the opportunity to get upset and do nothing about it. But that doesn't always happen. Sometimes people get upset and they would actually start attacking the display that sold the mask. Display? They would attack the display case that had masks on it, because that
See, I would wear a Darth Vader suit and ask James Earl Jones to do the voice.
can't do
whenever I
that
tried to
anymore.
speak.
By the way, you can't do
What?
that. James Earl Jones is dead. Sorry.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Nope. I'm not kidding. Not
Probably
kidding.
killed by people's ignorance.
Might have been. Turns out it was just old age, but he actually made it through COVID. A lot of them didn't. He did. But Darth Vader's dead. Sorry.
That sucks.
These are all the things you missed by being asleep for 10 years in a coma. Oh, here was a good one. Harvey Weinstein. He fell to the Me Too movement. So he's in jail. So all those movies that you thought were great movies, it didn't come through on the mic. What did you say?
I said, what's the Me Too movement?
Yeah, what's the Me Too movement? Yeah.
Is that like we go do something and Me Too, I want to go?
No. It's more like he touched me too. He gave me the bad touches too. And while
bad touches? Is that anything like my birthdays where you slam the birthday cake in my face?
No, it's nothing like that at all. The bad touches would be more like if we had a great uncle that touched you in a bad way.
Like, diddle, diddle, diddle.
Diddle, diddle. So he's gone.
Oh.
You would think that it couldn't get worse than that, but guess what? Turns out P. Diddy.
Oh, diddle, diddle, diddle.
P. Diddy, speaking of the diddle, 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 P. Diddy doodled a lot. And it turns out, and there's no proof yet, but at least you're awake now because you might see this play out if you stay awake. 1,000 bottles of lube at his place. Now that's
where it all went.
Seems like a bit much.
Shortage.
But there you go. The Marvel Cinematic Universe, while it was popular, while you were still awake, it has basically taken over the cinema. There is really no movies. Good. There's really no movies, though, anymore.
That sounds fun, though.
Yeah, but no, there's no more real movie theaters. Movie theaters are struggling still because of COVID. And because of that, that's
okay. They can all go to hell. I like to smoke.
There you go. All right, so it works. That works out good for you.
Or vape now.
Let's see. We had Taylor Swift becoming such a dominant force in entertainment that she is changing literal communities' economies when she comes into town.
Wow.
She is an she's an economic force. And
I
now
bet everybody loves her.
Not everybody, it turns out. Even if it's good for their town, it turns out because she is a Democrat who's supporting Kamala Harris, which I know you don't know who that is, but Kamala Harris.
I was about to say.
When Trump had to run for president in 2020, while you were still in coma, Joe Biden came out and beat him.
Well, that's good.
You would think. And it was. For some, not for all. And Kamala was his VP pick.
Oh, good. First VP, that's a woman and a person of color.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And actually not just a person of color, but also of Asian descent as well. You would think
that's true.
You would think that
people love that.
That's not MAGA
moving in the country.
Not MAGA. MAGA doesn't like it at all. MAGA doesn't like it.
The hell's a MAGA?
MAGA is all the fans of Trump. So it's about a 30% base on the Republican Party. And these are the diehard, really dig everything he says, believes everything he says, will do anything that he says.
That made Obama dolls to hang and beat and light on fire?
They are most likely the same people. So you remember the Tea Party, right? Now, yeah. Take the Tea Party. Remember they used to dress up with the tri-corner hats and dress up like they were, in 1776 and all that shit, right? Now take the dumbest of those people, and that's MAGA. And MAGA stands for Make America Great Again. Now, clearly, by the look on your face, you're wondering, what is making America great again? What are we doing again that we aren't doing now? Well, it turns out we're taking away women's rights. We're taking away, the idea of democracy pretty much is going to more, like an authoritarian and fascist, which gives us Antifa, which is anti-fascist. But
sounds a lot more like MAGA is more of a masa. Masa is in make America segregated again.
there you go, because that's exactly what they really want. The thing that they're against the most is immigration, women's rights to choose what to do with their own body, anything that could be considered woke. And I know the next question is going to be, what is woke? No one really knows what woke is. No one really is sure anymore. No one really has a finger on what woke means now. What it originally meant.
Want to be woke, Steve?
I don't know that you do. That's why I'm giving you this option to go back into a coma after you hear everything that you missed and where we're going. All right. So now let's go to science and technology.
All right. I love this area.
Hold on a second. Let me get there. Oh, I forgot to tell you, there's the rise of K-pop, which is
the hell is K-pop?
K-pop is
South
that like
Korean. The new version of Kmart?
It's Korean pop music.
Korean pop music.
Yeah. And it's everything you think, which is nothing at all. And is
it Kim from North Korea dancing?
No. This is all South Korea. It's all south of the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. The good Koreans.
The good Koreans. All right. This one's going to fuck with you. Yeah, I don't think you're going to like this one. I know you were a huge Edward Scissorhands fan.
Yes.
I know you love Johnny Depp. I know you love
Johnny Depp's awesome.
He's the best. He ended up hooking up with this chick, Amber Heard.
Uh-oh.
And it didn't go well.
She kill him?
No, she didn't kill him.
Oh, okay, good.
She shit in his bed.
Wait, what?
She shit in his bed.
And we know this how?
Because it was brought up in testimony.
Testimony?
Yeah, it was
in a court.
As in a court, and
oh dear,
she shit the bed.
Literally,
Heard made a turd. Anyways, the good thing that came out of it was that Johnny actually won that one and regained his reputation as much as he could.
Well, at least movie companies probably stuck by him.
No, they all bailed.
What?
Yep, they all bailed.
How do you bail on the Depp?
I don't know. And he was
dipped on the Depp.
Yep, they totally did. And he was a proven entity.
Bastards.
He was a proven entity. He was a moneymaker for them, especially Disney. And they were one of the first ones to bail.
That sucks.
It does. But if you think that sucks, I know.
Oh, God.
Being a comic book fanatic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you knew who Chadwick Boseman was before you went under, before the coma.
No.
But he played the Black Panther. And then he died.
Did they recast him?
Kinda. Oh, do you remember how Ellen DeGeneres was everyone's best friend?
Well, yeah, she would dance every show.
Yeah, everyone loved her.
Everybody loves Ellen.
She was the nicest person
She's still on?
Nope. Turns out she was a cunt.
Oh. No.
Yeah, turns out she was a huge cunt. Turns out she was running a toxic environment.
You are what you eat.
Yep, that was the case there. And if that blew your mind, who's the nicest guy you could ever imagine in Hollywood as far as a major actor, right? I'll give you a hint.
Guy.
One of the guys that you always see smiling, right? I'm gonna give you a hint. I'm gonna give you a hint and you'll get this like that, right? I'm trying to think of a good hint. Independence Day.
Well, there would be Bill Pullman.
Incredibly nice guy.
There would be, what's his name? The
Randy Quaid was
scientist.
In there. Randy Quaid was in there. You had.
Hopefully, Randy Quaid is still making movies, right?
No. He's lost his fucking mind, and he is a Trump supporter. He's a full blown MAGA. I think he's living in a trailer somewhere in the woods. He's got this huge bushy beard and looks insane. So yeah.
Well, Jeff Goldblum?
No,
he's a great guy.
Actually, he is a great guy. He's actually got this new show called Chaos, which was getting a lot of positive attention, but does not look like it's going to get picked up for a second season, which is fucking stupid. And I haven't watched the show, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. Keep digging. Who could it be?
Well, just Will Smith. Everybody loves Will Smith.
Right. Everybody loves Will Smith until Will Smith at the Oscars walks on stage and smacks, literally, in the face, Chris Rock.
Everybody hates Chris.
Everybody hates Chris. This is true. But not everybody walks up in the middle of a live Oscars event and smacks the shit out of him.
That's a little weird.
You know why? He made it
steal a role.
No, he made a joke about Will's wife, Jada, because she has alopecia and was bald at that moment, saying, "I can't wait to see you in G.I. Jane." That was the big offense.
He's a comedian.
He's
supposed to make bad jokes.
Exactly. Especially in those environments. You're supposed to make jokes that are a little bit off-putting, right? Well, so he gets smacked.
I mean, Oprah meet Uma. Uma meet Oprah.
Exactly. And you know what happened, though? Will Smith went back to his chair, sat there for the rest of the fucking Oscars, and then won the Oscar for Best Male Performance.
Was that on stage with Chris Rock?
No, that was in a movie about the sisters Serena and Venus, about their father.
Oh, the Williams?
Yeah.
About their dad?
About their
dad.
Made
a movie about their dad?
Well, about him being their dad and about them. All right. Now, if after 10 years of being in a coma, you woke up and I told you all that, what the fuck would you say?
I would say tell the men at CERN, or the people at CERN, I should say, to fire up that reactor because clearly I'm in the wrong universe.
Exactly. But here's the problem. Now the James Webb telescope that you haven't even known about because you were in a coma has discovered...
What the hell's a James Webb?
He was a scientist.
Spider-Man?
Yeah, well, maybe. That would be even cooler. I'm James Webb. Now they've... And I don't know if this is true or not, but for the sake of this conversation, we're going to pretend it is true. It hasn't been verified yet. James Webb Telescope has discovered that there's something the size of a large American city about 10 light years away from us, which potentially could reach us in about 10 years if it travels the speed of light. Now, the first thought would be, well, this is some sort of an asteroid or something. It's never going to reach us in that kind of time. Oh, but wait, it's making course corrections and changes, which is indicating that there is potentially intelligent life on board.
Well, I have listened to you and I've made a little list. Could we ask them just to relocate a few people?
Yes, please. Let's.
How about that?
But wouldn't that blow your fucking mind?
The better question actually is, would you ask them to relocate these people? Or would you ask, like, you know what, can we just get a group of people that are cool? I'll handpick them. Just put us on a different...
Put us on the ship.
Planet,
yeah.
A Class M planet.
Put us on the ship and take us, right? But my point with all of this is, that's 10 years. And that's not even everything. That's not even everything. That's not even scratching the surface of all the shit that we've been through in 10 fucking years. The temptation
to go back into coma would be a little enticing. Just
I would be like,
wake me up when it's not so crazy.
Yeah, I would be like, fucking let's go. Give me the coma drugs. Dig up Kevorkian. Like, I'm done. And this is my point, is like, no wonder we're always stressed out. This is just scratching the surface. No wonder we're all angry all the time. No wonder we're all on edge all the time. No wonder Karens exist at Target. You know what I mean? Like this is...
if everybody got online, like social media, and shared their feelings, maybe we could help each other.
Oh, you need to check into social media. I mean, like, that's, again, it's all a cesspool. This is exactly why I wanted to do this way, is because imagine what we've been through just in the last 10 years. And that doesn't take into consideration innovation, technology, really. That's just talking about entertainment and politics. And imagine what we've got coming. Because if that's the last 10 years, it's not getting better. It's getting worse. And no wonder people are fucking pissed. No wonder we're all on edge all the time. So my question to you is, knowing that it's probably going to continue because everything that feeds us information is on an algorithm just to make us pissed, because apparently that's where the most engagements come from, is when people are pissed off. And their job with social media and their job in the news, whether it's cable or print or legacy, is to get eyeballs. And the best way to get eyeballs is to get us all pissed off about something.
Oh, it seems fair.
Yeah, right. What's the old adage? Dog bites man's not a headline, but man bites dog is. So my question is,
no such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah. How much worse can it get, though? That's my question. Like how far can the media hate machine, and I say that with social media, legacy media, cable media in general, how far can that media hate machine, how much coal can it shovel into the furnace of the American people or the world organization before we really do snap?
I say we start our own media. I say that we create a cable channel that's available to stream that is just puppy dog videos, cat videos, good news. The commercials will all be classic jingles from the 50s, 60s, and 70s and 80s.
We'll call it ELP's Good News Network. That would be amazing. You know what? And maybe that's the antidote. Maybe that's what we got to do, is maybe we just need one channel. I know Hallmark thinks they're that channel because it's Christmas movies in fucking June. They're not. They are not.
It's always someone who's heartbroken. They just got a divorce. They're a widow.
And
they might find love at Christmas.
And then they do find love, and then they turn away from it, and then they have to run through an airport and catch them before they leave town. And you can't do that anymore. Why are we using
Three's
that?
Company episode?
Why are we still using that? Why are we still using that in movies or in TV shows as a fucking trope? Like, you're going to be able to run to an airport or through an airport. You're not getting anywhere near the fucking airport. You can't even fucking hardly park at an airport unless you have a goddamn ticket. We should definitely do the Good News Network. That's a brilliant idea. Now we need investors. This is where we're all right. All ELP fans.
GNN.
Yep. All Elsie's Little Pickle fans, we need you guys to come together and maybe we'll do a Kickstarter or something like that. We need something, a place where they can spend their money that's not a political donation, for something that is actually good for the fucking world. The Good News Network, where you get to see puppies and kittens and hear nothing but good news. I think that'd be a brilliant idea. And that
today in the news, a man gave a homeless person $10.
And that is Elsie's Little Pickles.
GNN.